Hi guys, this is Erica from Gokce Capital. Now before I begin, be sure to click subscribe and turn on the notification bell. In 2021, 1,101 manatee were found dead off the coast of Florida. What happened? We'll find out at the end of this video. But first, if you plan to buy land in Florida, you may need an aerobic treatment unit. And in today's video, we have the top things you should know. Number 1. What is an aerobic treatment unit? An aerobic treatment unit, or ATU, is a small-scale sewage system that's similar to a septic tank. However, instead of using anaerobic processes, aerobic treatment units require oxygen for digestion. Number 2. How does an aerobic treatment unit work? Well, most aerobic treatment systems have 4 steps. There is a pre-treatment tank, then an aeration chamber, where the waste is mixed with air, creating an environment where bacteria are free-floating and growing as they digest the solids. Some ATUs also have a second chamber where solids that the bacteria are unable to digest settle. Finally, there is a disinfection stage where chlorine is mixed with the water to produce an antiseptic output. Number 3. What is the difference between an ATU and a traditional septic? The primary differences are the aeration and disinfection stages in the ATU. Number 4. How do you maintain an ATU? ATUs are more complex than conventional septic systems because they have more stages and mechanical pieces. This means that they require more maintenance. The biggest thing to understand with an ATU is that most counties and states require you to have an operational certificate, which ensures the ATU is functioning properly. This means that annually you'll need to go to the local government to renew your certificate. The county or state will also usually require you to show that you have a maintenance contract with a company to maintain your ATU. So this will need to be renewed annually as well. Finally, if your ATU has a disinfection unit, then you should run a fecal coliform test quarterly. Number 5. What are the advantages of an ATU? Primarily, ATUs offer a higher level of treatment than a conventional septic, which means they help protect vital water resources and also provide an alternative for sites that are unsuitable for a conventional septic. The other thing to note is that though, as we will see, they cost more, they also tend to perform better and live longer. And number 6, having said this, there are some disadvantages to an ATU. As I briefly mentioned, ATUs are more expensive than conventional septics. They do also have mechanical components, so they will require electricity. And of course, as we saw earlier, they require more maintenance. So given their price tag and maintenance requirements, you may think that ATUs are relatively uncommon. But you may be surprised to learn that if you're buying land in Florida, you may need one of these. Why? Well, let's return to Florida's manatees. In 2021, a record number of endangered manatee washed up off the coast of Florida. The cause of death? Starvation. The seagrass that the gentle giants eat had disappeared, deprived of light by an intense algae bloom that blocked the sun from the ocean floor. And what had spurred the rapid algae growth? Nitrogen pollution from septic systems. And not just leaky ones, for as it turns out, conventional septics remove only about 30% of the nitrogen they receive, which means a lot of the excess material ends up in the groundwater and ultimately lakes, rivers, and oceans. For this reason, in 2016, Florida passed the Springs and Aquifer Protection Act, which requires all new septics built near key springs and aquifers to have enhanced nitrogen-removing capabilities. And as you may have guessed, one allowable option is an aerobic treatment unit. But Florida is not the only state where you need this kind of system. Lake Michigan is now having issues with algae growth for similar reasons. Thus, when you go to buy or build on a parcel of land, be sure to check local health regulations around septics. Even if an ATU or other more expensive system isn't required, perhaps consider one anyway. The manatee, at least, will thank you. But what do you think? Do you have any stories about ATUs? Let us know in the comments. Did you like this video? You're going to love our Gokce Land Due Diligence program. We'll make you a land due diligence expert in just 7 days. Check it out at gokcecapital.com/glad. And while you're at our website, don't forget to explore our $1 down properties at gokcecapital.com/listings. Finally, don't hesitate to reach out. You can email, call, or text, and we will respond as soon as possible. So thank you for listening, and more to come.